welcome to Jainam Software. In this video, I'm going to explain the new features that have been added as a part of customer requirements. So let's check the features one by one. So the first feature that's newly added is customer can be created from multiple systems. So say for example, I create a customer here and this has file number 8. Click on a different browser and I click on create customer. Here you will see it. This browser also shows file number 8. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a customer here. Okay. And I'm going to save this. So file number 8 is saved. At the same time, I'm going to try and save this. Okay. File number 8. Save. Okay. So now this is saved as file number 9. Though it showed file number 8, but it is saved as file number 9. Now, when is this helpful? Say during field collection, two of your employees have the access to create customers, and they are in two different areas and using two different devices. Okay, so when they click on create customer, there's a possibility that both of them get the same file number. When both of them are trying to save it, so one will be saved with say file number 8 and the second one who has the same file number will not be saved with file number 8 while the system will take the next file number that is 9. Okay. So now let's see the second one. Customer signature will have no number. So let's select a customer. Let's search for a customer and then go to upload documents. When you can see that there's a number here. This is usually for Aadhaar cards and PAN cards that you put your number here. But when you select the customer signature, you will see that now the number box will not appear in customer signature. Third one is ledger add to favorite. Ledger group can be changed. So now if you go to ledger add to favorite, you will see that the look has been changed. So now if you want to add say processing fee, you'll have to click on processing fee and say you want to add 50 rupees as your processing fee. So this is percentage and this is amount. Okay, and then for deposit, say you want to add 30. So you want to add 3% and not amount, and you're going to save it. So now you will see if you go to processing fee, you will see that here it is added. Now I mentioned here that ledger group can be changed. What does that mean? See, for example, I have a ledger here that I've created. It says water expenses. Okay, so this is by mistake added into direct expenses and this should have been water bill and it should have come in indirect expense. Okay, so now you can go ahead and change the ledger group. Similarly, with staff, when you from HR management, when you create staff, it goes into salary and wages group. Say from here you want to change it to say you want to make this as a capital account. Okay, just say for example you want to make it as a capital account. Save this. Okay, so you will see that the ledger group has changed. Say you want to change it back to salary and wages, you can now do that change. Here it is, salary and wages, and save. Saved. Now when you close it, it goes back to salary and wages ledger group. So now you can change the ledger groups. Next is business summary account statement. Double entry can be viewed for all ledgers for a given date range. That is, what that means is in business summary account statement, there's a new in the drop down where you select the account, a new drop down has been added and that is all. What is all going to show you? If you refresh, it is going to show you the both the entries. Say for example water bill. Okay, so this is going to show you the debit side and the credit side. Let's take for example See, like when let me create a tea and coffee expense. Actually, it's already there. Let me add it to favorite. Say I'm adding tea coffee expenses. Okay, here. Okay, tea coffee expense. I add it. Okay. Now, say I want to make a journal. Like let me pass a entry. So accounting journal entry. So say I debit tea coffee expense of 500 and cash credit. Okay, 500. I say tea coffee expenses. Okay, and then I save this. When you save this, you will see the voucher details here. You will see tea coffee expenses debit and cash credit. Now, when you go to business summary, account statement, account statement, okay. When you select cash and when you just refresh cash, you will see only one side of the cash entry, that is cash credit 500, but the other side of it, that is the debit side of it, was tea coffee expenses. So if you go to tea coffee expenses and refresh, you will see the debit side 500. Okay, but in case you have not written the narration, or the proper, you don't have a proper ledger here, then it's difficult to see which is the other side of the entry. So now when you select all and refresh, you will be able to see for tea coffee expenses, you will be able to see tea coffee expenses debit and tea coffee expenses debit and cash credit. So you will be able to see the debit and the credit side now. Okay, in business summary account statement. So now let's see what is the next requirement. Deposit transaction credit amount is now balanced. Say for example I have a deposit T dash 2. Okay, I think this was made on 12th November, right? Okay, so for example I have D dash 1. Okay. So here fees of 50 rupees have been added to this deposit. Okay. Now this fees is your income. So when you pay this deposit back, you have to return this, right? Whatever the customer is giving you is paying now, you have to return it with you have to mature it, you have to pay it with maturity. So at that time, this 50 rupees should not be paid to the customer because it is your income. So now let's see in transaction. If you see in transaction, you will see that the balance is showing 1600. So this 1600 should be paid to the customer and this 50 rupees is your income. Same thing will appear in the customer passbook print. You will see that customer will see balance of 1600 and 50 rupees is your income. So now let's see what is the next. Master setup customer form data validation is added. So now if you go to master setup setting, master setup setting, you will see here, you will see that in general, a new setting has been added called customer form data validation. What does this mean? This means that you can now restrict the digits of your mobile number, Aadhaar card, PIN code, ration card, everything. So now here I've already added the setting and I have in the setting value I have added MOBL colon 10 comma, there's no space, ADHR colon 12 comma PRNC colon 4. So that means my mobile number should be restricted to 10 digits, Aadhaar card number should be restricted to 12 and PIN code should be restricted to 4 digits. So let's see how this works. So say I already have a customer here that is created. So I search for the customer and I want to see no details have been added. So I just click edit. And then in the mobile, I try to add 4 digits. Say in the user ID, I try to add 11 digits, and there was pin code also. In pin code, I'm going to add 3 digits. Okay. Now let's try to save this customer. So it says mobile number should be 10 digits. 4, 9, 10. Okay. Now I try to save this. It says Aadhaar card should be 12 digits. So you go to UID and you say this was 11, so I make it 12. And then when you try to save it, okay, so probably one more. And then when I try to save it, it is saved. Actually, it should have asked me for pin code also. So let's see what happened. Let me just so so should have, because I have given pin code as 4. So I'm going to search this customer again. Okay. Actually, we can try this for some other customer as well for the pin code. So let's see if this customer doesn't come up. I'll show you for the pin code. Okay. So see, it has saved the mobile number. And when I try to edit this, so let's see Aadhaar card. So it's saved the 12-digit Aadhaar. And then when you go for location, it should be set to, oh, sorry, actually I put it in state code. It should have been pin code. So this is the pin code. When I try to save this pin code, it says pin code number should be 4 digits. So I add, so now I save it. Okay, it should be 4 digits. So one, so it is, and then I save it. So it's restricting to certain digits, and now I have able to save the pin code. So let's see our last requirement, that is HR management access control list. Rate of interest setting is added to restrict rate of interest to employees. Say I go to HR management, and then I go to access control list. You can select the staff here, and then rate of interest has been added. Mm, mm, mm. Do not, here it is. Do not show rate of interest on search, add user access. So I have added this. Now, if you see staff Jainam, employee list, okay, employee list. I don't remember this. Okay, staff Jainam 1. Just make sure that uh, is staff Jainam 1. Mm, Here it's access. Give it to staff Jainam 1, and let him have search loan and search deposit. Okay, so we'll give him the access of search loan and search deposit. Access control list. Mm, so select staff and search deposit. Search loan, search deposit. Okay, add user access. Now I'm going to log in as staff Jainam 1. Say I search for D dash 1. So actually, okay, let me try this again. I think this is only for loans. So I'm going to log in and just create a loan. Save this, and then I'm going to give search loan access. Sorry, HR management, access control list. Search loan. So now add user access. Now I'm going to log out and then again log in as staff JNM1 and just now I search for loan 1. You will see that the employee doesn't see the rate of interest. Now the last one is there's one more requirement that was done, and that is savings auto verification can be done. So now I log in as admin again, create a saving. So I create a saving. Try to create a saving. Okay. Say, um, say, sorry, this is a recurring deposit. I want to create a saving. Say 7. Okay. Say for 10 month. Okay. And then I save this. Okay. Now I log out and log in as my employee. Now that was looks like that was D-3. Oh, yes, savings. Now say I collect deposit 2000. Okay. Now this is the employee collecting depositing 2000. Now when I log out and log in as the admin, you will see that this will go in the unverified section for the admin to verify. Actually, looks like this is the admin itself. So let's go to collection report, collection by staff, and I'm going to refresh this. You will see that the savings is in unverified. I'm going to just click and verify. So it gets verified. So friends, this way lot of new features are going to be implemented in JNM software. So please don't forget to subscribe our JNM software YouTube channel for more updates. Thank you so much and have a nice day.